It's time for the Joe Show. 75 seconds of reflection for the Westerville school staff from your superintendent. And now, here's Joe. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Joe Show. It's Wednesday. Next week's Halloween. I don't know if you celebrate Halloween. I celebrate Halloween, and it's one of my favorite holidays. So next Tuesday night, trick-or-treaters will come around. And I think about when I was a kid, trick-or-treating and how special it was for me. Now, as you know, I have a huge family, right? I'm the youngest of 11. Grew up without a whole lot, which means there was never candy around the house. If there ever was candy, it might be some leftover bridge mix or something that my mom might have gotten for Mother's Day. If you're younger than me, you might not have any idea what bridge mix is. Use your Googler, hop on the interweb there and check out bridge mix. Basically, you find the healthiest things you can find and you cover them with chocolate. So it might be, there might be a chocolate covered peanut, but it might be, I don't know, like those funky nuts that you don't really know exactly what they are, or raisins covered in chocolate. And by the time that my siblings would dig through the bridge mix and find whatever was good, I was always stuck with the raisin, which I don't know, man. I just don't think raisins are meant to be eaten, let alone covered in chocolate. So anyway, so Halloween was the one chance that I would have, around the year to stock up on all the really good stuff. I am a big fan of like Snickers bars and Reese's cups and peanut M&Ms, those kinds of things. And so for me, trick or treating, that was it. That was the time to go. So we would, my siblings and I, we would we would make we'd make plans for this, right? We would take our notes out from the previous year to look to see, hey, which houses gave the big candy bars and which ones gave or had the best thing, the bowl out with a little sign that said "Take one," like we would take one. And then there were also those houses that would give chocolate covered raisins or plain raisins or Necco wafers or bags of pennies or whatever. So we'd review our notes to make sure we knew which houses we were supposed to go to. Our costumes were always minimal. We wanted to be able to go as fast as we can. So there were no masks. We didn't wear masks. We didn't wear anything heavy, no big props. It might be something like, oh, hey, look, I've got this taco hat. There I am. I'm a taco. That's my costume. So you can move. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why does a superintendent have a taco hat in his office? That's a good question. Anyway, so we'd have costumes, easy costumes. We'd have our plans. We would always start early. If trick or treating starts at 6, we'd leave at 5:45 because the immediate neighbors knew who we were. They're like the Clarks, so just get them out of our yard, give them their candy so they can go. And then we would head down. We were close to an apartment complex. We'd hit that and we'd run through because you could get through 100 different houses um, um, with little effort. And the apartments were always the most likely to have that bowl of candy with the sign that said take one bowl. And then we'd go up to the streets and we'd go back and forth, zigzagging, crossing the streets. And we would always work our way just away from the house. So by the time trick or treating was over, say like 8 o'clock, we were, a mile, 2 miles from home, and we'd start our walk back. But there were always those houses that still had the light on. So it might be 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. We'd knock on the door, trick or treat. And by those times, some of those families are like, here, just take the rest. So we'd go home with our pillowcase filled with candy, dump it out on the floor, start counting, hey, I got 23 Snickers bars. I got, oh, look at this, a big size. I got a full size Zagnut or I got some wax lips. Who wants my wax lips? I'll trade you some Tootsie Rolls for the wax lips, whatever it was, and it was just awesome. It was fantastic. All that candy, all that unbridled greed, really. And I think now as an adult, I remember when I was first, adulting and married and had the house, and we were doing the trick or treating. And I can remember always being kind of upset at those kids who probably were a lot like me in the day, or the kids who had come up without much of a costume on, or maybe the kids that they looked like they were a little too old to be trick or treating, or maybe they would trample through the yard, or maybe they wouldn't give the most gracious thank you or whatever. And I remember initially, um, as an adult, being kind of irritated by those kids. What I've come to understand, though, or realize, is that Halloween, I mean, it really is, it's for kids. Trick or treating's for kids. And if a kid is willing to come around and ask you for candy, I'm going to give him candy. If the costume's not that great, so be it. If he runs through my yard, so be it. If he tramples my chrysanthemums, okay, whatever. Because it's all about the candy, and it's about the memories that we're giving to these kids. So here's my Halloween advice, right? When you have kids coming to your house next week, if you're celebrating Halloween, um, don't get irritated if they have bad costumes, and don't get irritated if they're a little too old. Give them candy, and candy is delicious food. You should eat some every day. You should. Just enjoy the fact that kids are being kids, and what other things could they be doing other than coming around and getting candy. The other thing is this: kids are going to talk. 30 years from now, they're going to tell stories about their trick or treating, and you don't want to be that bag of pennies house. You don't want to be that house that gave out the circus peanuts or the raisins, right? Don't be the raisin house. You want to be the house that they're talking about was, oh, those people were so nice to me, and they gave the big candy bar or whatever. So, whatever your means are to provide good treats for the kids, make sure you do that if you celebrate. And I hope you have a good Halloween. I hope you have a great week. And by the way, how about a contest? Since we are talking about candy, I think that I would like to know this. What's your favorite candy to get? Again, for me, when I'm trick or treating, I want Snickers bars. I want as many Snickers bars as I can get. What is it for you? What is that one candy that um, you would shove a little kid out of the way to take out of a? Not, you should not shove kids. What's that one candy that you love? Uh, Email me by midnight tonight, and you will be in a drawing to win a crisp, clean $10 bill. All right. So thanks for watching the Joe Show. Have a good week, and have a great Halloween. And I will see you next week.